problems like translation, dilation, and rotation. At first I didn't understand all the rules. Now that I do, it's so easy to solve all problems. I never got to understand how to solve the word problems. I would always get confused or didn't know what to do with the problem. Now I know how to solve them by separating the x's and y's.
Teacher taught me so many things I didn't understand, but now I do. Now I know how to work word problems. At first I thought it was going to be hard and confusing, but after a few problems I got the hang of it. Another thing that I know now is how to do matrices. It's simple and easy to understand if you do all the rules. My algebra teacher has taught us so many things, it makes me feel less dumb about understanding math. Another method I didn't understand before, but now I do, is the system of inequalities. I never understood where the arrows were supposed to go or which way to face. After all the practice, I finally got to understand it. Now I'm more eager to learn more.
What I now know is the Cramer's rule operation. At first I thought it would be really difficult dealing with Cramer's rule, but after practicing plenty of times with the problems that my teacher gave me, I now understand these problems. The first thing that was hard for me was putting everything in its place for the x, the y, and sometimes the z.
The equation is x minus y equals 3 and 2x minus y equals negative 1. The x is a1, the y is b1, and 3 is c1. 2x is a2, negative y is b2, and negative 1 is c2. You'll have to get the D matrix, the X matrix, and the Y matrix.
Now that I understand that, my next problem was putting them in their matrices of x, y, and z.
To get the D matrices, you have to put in A1, A2, B1, and B2. To get that will look like 1, 2, negative 1, and negative 1. To get the X matrices, you have to put in C1, C2, B1, and B2. That will look like 3, negative 1, negative 1, and negative 1. To get the Y matrices, you'll put in A1, A2, C1, and C2. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and negative 1.
Okay, now that I understand that, how putting them into the matrices, my next problem was putting them into the calculator and solving it.
Okay. Now to get the D matrices to put in the calculator, you go to Menu, 6, and 2 to the D matrix. Then you press Control times. Then you go 2 by 2. And put in your numbers, which is 1, 2, negative 1, negative 1, negative 1. Just enter and it's 1. Now to get the X matrices, it's the same thing, just different numbers. Negative 1, 3, negative 1, and negative 1, which is negative 4. The Y matrices will be 2, which would be negative 7. Now to get the X and Y, you'll have to get the X is it's X divided by the D, and to get the Y, it's the Y divided by the D. So it'll be X is, which is negative 4, divided by 1, which will be negative 4. The Y is -7 divided by 1, which is 7. So the answer is -4 and 7. -4 and -7.
Now we know Algebra 2.